Alright, well, I remember one time that, well, whenever we were kids, my dad had a lot of animals. I mean, we didn't live on a farm, but we lived on an old farm and we still had some farm animals. We had a cow, we had rabbits, we had, every once in a while we had sheep, every once in a while we had a pig. When I was really young, we had goats, and we always had chickens, and we had geese sometimes, even though they didn't really do anything. And anyway, so we had farm animals. And one time, whenever me and my sister were walking in the farm, it was the one in the field. It was the one that's like where the geese used to live. We heard this weird cheeping noise. It was like me, me, and so we tracked it down. I like really wanted to, so we tracked it down, and we found this chick. And I don't remember now if it was a goose. It was probably a goose. And so I saw it, and I was just devastated because it was obviously like had gotten separated from its mother, and it was really sick. And I didn't want it to die, so we picked it up and we brought it and we ran home to mom. We're like, Mom, it's a baby chick. It's a baby chick. We have to save it. And so Mom like put it in a box, and we like warmed it up and like put the oven on really low and we like put it in a warm area. But the chick died, and I was really, really sad about that. I remember that I cried about this chick. I really wanted it to survive, but it didn't. And it reminded me of when I was in Spain. One time we went out to a bar, and there Patricia had a little kitten. I mean, a tiny, tiny kitten. Like she was like it was probably a day to 2 days old, and they had found it on the street, and it was going to die. And so they picked it up and they put it in their coat, and they were carrying it around, and they bought a little like syringe to feed it formula and stuff. But I knew that it was going to die because I remember that chick had died, and so I was like, it's gonna die. There's no way. And they were feeding it. They were going home from work. Patricia was living with her sister, and so they were feeding it and going, on their breaks from work and taking care of it. But they just weren't responsible enough, first of all, because they were still going out all night, and stuff like that, because they're huge partiers. And the kitten did die, and I remember that on the day that it died, before that, I had told my students about the kitten. A couple of them, I had said, like, oh, that Patricia has a new kitten, because I knew they had PE later that day, and she taught PE. And then at lunchtime, she went home and saw that the kitten had died. And so I had to tell this girl, Allison, I was like, listen, Patricia's really sad because the kitten died, and so she doesn't want, so you shouldn't ask her about it. And Allison was kind of sad too, but I shouldn't have said anything because I knew that the kitten was going to die.